Good morning, everyone. Happy Monday. It's Carol Williams with Williams Immigration, and we are back for another Monday morning edition of Beyond the Soundbite, where we talk about all things U.S. immigration. So, the first thing I want to talk about, surprise, surprise, is of course H-1B cap season. We are coming to the end of the initial filing period for those folks that were selected in the CAT back in March. And so if you were selected in March, just remember that your application needs to be submitted to USCIS by June 30th, so by the end of this month. If for some reason you haven't checked your My USCIS account, please do so. If it says selected, there is time for you to get your application filed to USCIS by June 30th. And by all means, if you need help with that, feel free to reach out to my office. The second thing I want to talk about this morning we know that USCIS increased and changed the fees effective April 1 of this year, so a couple of months ago now. What we are still seeing are applications being rejected, stating that the fees that were sent in with the application were incorrect. Some of these applications that were rejected, and rejection in immigration terms means that the entire application was sent back, including the filing fee checks. So you don't get a receipt notice. Your application's not receipted in. They send you back the entire application. They don't run credit cards. They don't cash the checks. So what we're seeing is that there are some applications that have been returned that shouldn't have been because they were in fact filed with the right fees. So this issue, of course, has been raised with USCIS. Hopefully some additional training will happen for those folks, especially those in the lockboxes that are taking in the fees. There was a lot of changes happening very, very quickly. So mistakes certainly happen. So hopefully we will see fewer and fewer and fewer of those mistakes moving forward with applications being rejected. So we are all working through that. The next thing I want to talk about is a computer glitch, an error, if you will, with NVC. So NVC is our National Visa Center. They are part of Department of State. They work in between USCIS, the consulates, and outside attorneys like myself. So their role is to sort of coordinate all of us when an individual is going to an interview at the consulate. So their role is vitally important. They collect documents. They help us they give us notice when our clients have immigrant visa interviews overseas. So their role is vital. So when they have a glitch in their system, it throws everything for a loop. So sometimes working with their CEAC system, CEAC, their computer system, is a lot of patience is needed. We have had amongst colleagues lots of complaining about that NVC CEAC website. We were finding it very difficult to upload documents related to these applications. Getting the messages was difficult. Getting updates was difficult. Slow time. The system would time out on us, and we'd get error messages. So lots of chatting has happened with the Department of State, specifically NVC. There was a computer glitch. NVC says that glitch is now resolved, and that we should not be getting these erroneous error messages. So that is wonderful, wonderful news. If you are still getting the error messages, then we definitely need to touch base with NVC, because apparently we should not be getting them anymore, and that should have been fixed. But if you thought you were the only one who was having problems with the CX system, you definitely were not. Sometimes it would take a couple of days in order to work with the system and the constant timeouts in order to get documents uploaded into their CX system. So that's great news that they have gotten that glitch resolved. The next thing I want to talk to y'all about are the My USCIS accounts. USCIS understands that not everybody is super tech savvy, and that maybe their system might be a little bit counterintuitive. So they are having a series of what they are calling tech talks to field questions about the My USCIS accounts and how they are being used. The next two are July 2nd and August 6th of this year. So these are talks that you do not have to register for. So that's really great. There is a Q&A session. So if you are not super tech savvy or you've got some questions about how to best use your My USCIS account, you may want to consider hopping on one of these USCIS Tech Talks that are coming up. Again, those dates are July 2nd and August 6th. And the last thing I want to talk to y'all about this morning is another tech glitch, in fact, with your My USCIS accounts. So people were reporting that some of their cases that were in My USCIS had just sort of mysteriously disappeared. Of course, people were reaching out to USCIS about that. And USCIS confirmed that some cases were accidentally removed from both the representative and the applicant My USCIS accounts. So those issues seem to have been resolved. Those cases have been put back into both the representative and the applicant My USCIS account. And so everything should be okay now. If you find that you are still missing a case or you believe you are still missing cases, you are being urged to reach out to USCIS about that, and they should be able to restore your case to your My USCIS account. So that is all I have for you all this Monday morning. If you have any questions about your case, about H-1B cap season, remember there is still time to get those applications prepared and filed with USCIS. Feel free to reach out to our office. We are happy to chat with you. And have a beautiful Monday morning and a great rest of your week. Bye.